Lisa McCoe from UC Davis School of Law, joins us live to speak more on the decision. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning.
So let's talk about the ruling.
It's an interesting day.
Yes, yeah, it's an interesting day. Let's talk about this ruling. What can you tell us? What was your response when you initially heard it come down around 7 a.m.?
Well, I can't say that I was surprised. It was certainly strongly indicated by the arguments in late 2021, and it was foretold by the leaked a draft by Alito that was disclosed in early May. The final opinion that was issued today is essentially the same as the leaked opinion. And what the Supreme Court did was subtract a long-protected constitutional right.
And talk to me about what does this mean for women who are looking for abortions, not just here in California, but across the nation, especially with these so-called trigger laws?
It's going to depend on where they live. So to start with your question about the trigger laws, as indicated, 13 states have trigger laws in place, and those are conditional on overturning Roe versus Wade. That happened today. That event happened today. And so very shortly, within the next few days or weeks, depending on the state and how the law is written, bans on abortion will go into effect. And people in those states will not be able to obtain abortions unless there are exceptions, and the exceptions tend to be very narrowly written. So that means that those people will have to travel to states that don't have bans in place, states like California, and that means that they'll need the resources to do so. So this will primarily impact people who are low income. That's disproportionately affecting communities of color and other marginalized communities.
And my last question for you, ABC is reporting that there's a poll that 60% of Americans did not want this ruling to be overturned. Why do you think the judges decided to still do what they did and overturn Roe versus Wade?
So based on what the opinion says, is the analysis that the conservative majority used is that there is no constitutional right, and therefore it should be up to the states. So the state legislators, as informed by the voters in those states, now have the authority to make decisions about whether or not there is access to abortion in those states. And what we'll end up with, if you look at the map, right, is a nation defined by danger zones for people in need of abortion and other reproductive health services, and reproductive freedom zones.
And that's why local elections matter as well. We thank you so much for your input and perspective.